Hi, my name is Dr. Charles Martin, and I want to talk to you today about a really engaging Web 2.0 tool called StudySync. What StudySync is it comes up with a different way to engage students in the language arts core content in grades 6 through 12. Now, I know that you've seen many other different types of database tools that incorporate thousands of different types of text, but what I want to tell you about StudySync is that it takes these texts and it makes them authentic and valuable to the student's real life. It does this through incorporating digital media tools, such as giving students a way to tweet, or by using polls, or giving them a way to speak with each other and talk about the text online. Now, at the school that I worked at before, the students were able to use and bring any of their devices that they wanted to. So we had a hodgepodge of devices. We had iPads, we had Androids, we had MacBooks, we had PC laptops. And what StudySync does is it allows you to use the program on any of those devices. It allows you to manage your classroom for student success. And what this means is it takes all of the data and information that you're collecting from their assessments and allows you to use it as a teacher to both differentiate and make changes to your lesson plans, which the program also provides for you. So as I was stating, the program is flexible and allows you to differentiate in your classroom. And it does this through using social media, which the students are very familiar with. It makes for their homework as well as your classroom to be engaging and for them to enjoy learning. So I present to you StudySync, an engaging language arts program for students in grades 6 through 12. So what I want to do now is I want to give you just an overview and demonstration of some of the tools that will differentiate this from some of the other things that are out there. So the first thing you do is you log into your ConnectEd account. You click on StudySync with eAssessment. And then right here we're going to launch StudySync. Now the first thing that comes up, and what I hope that has pointed out from you, is a picture of Malala as well as a picture of an iPhone. Now these are some different things, as well as that 20 over there, that the students will automatically recognize if they're on the internet or they're looking at television. So it will take some of these texts and make it relevant to them. If you scroll down a little bit, it tells you what's new. So if McGraw-Hill or somebody else has created something and uploaded it to the website, it'll tell you things that are happening on the website. Some ideas and inspirations. For instance, there's this one article about a guy in San Diego who's using StudySync to bring literacy to life for his students. So it can just give you some different ideas and information to use in your class. And then at the very bottom are some PDFs as well as YouTube videos to get you started with using StudySync. So let's scroll back up. Let's start all the way at the end, which is the core ELA. Now the beautiful thing about StudySync is it makes your grading and makes your lesson planning extremely easy. When I taught middle school a couple of years ago, I was pulling from all of these different resources and thinking about how I was going to reach the students with their content. But with this, it takes everything and puts it in one area. It gives you a core program guide, a scope and sequence, so you'll know that you're teaching exactly what you're supposed to be teaching to meet the standards, as well as it gives you an ELA overview. One thing that really differentiates StudySync from some of the other programs that are out there is the library. And in the library, it gives you many different topics that you can use in your classroom. It gives you a way to separate and search for different lessons. And it also allows you to differentiate the text for students in your class. So you can do that by looking at the student's Lexile levels. Say, if you have a student that's on the higher end, you can take it and move it up to a higher Lexile level. Or if you have a student that's on the lower end, move it to the lower level. So those are some of the different things that it offers you in the library. Another aspect that really takes StudySync and makes it different from things that are out there are called BLAST. And I think this is a tool that you will really use in your classroom. If you scroll down, this doesn't look like just normal content that you would see in a regular textbook that you're picking up out the library. These are different topics that are relevant to the students. So let's click on one and see what's inside of it. So one that was on the home page was Apple versus the FBI. So when I click on it, it's going to come up with a picture of an iPhone, and all of the students know about the iPhones now. You can take it and use it as an assignment that you can send out to individual students, or you can also send out to groups, or if you're teaching this in the whole school, you can send it out to a community or to one of your colleagues somewhere else. If you scroll down, there are a couple things that you see here. First thing, it tells you the Lexile levels. So if this text is too difficult for your students, you can click on 720 and it takes it and removes some of the more advanced words, and this will be really good for some of your EL learners. Or if you have a student that is more gifted, you can click on 1190 and it adds some of that more advanced language in for you. So they go through and read through the BLAST info and then go over here and they can send out tweets to their classmates about that information. So right here it says, how should Apple respond to orders to hack into a terrorist iPhone? They can take this, type in what they feel about it, anonymously of course, and share it with their classmates. You can also scroll down and look at a poll, which takes a poll of what the students are thinking in the class, and it shares it with the other students. One more thing that the BLAST provides is something called the number crunch. And it's just a little tidbit of information that takes this information that's here in this excerpt and applies it to the student's real life. So this one says 94 million. You click on that question. It tells you the estimated number of iPhones that are currently in use in the United States. And one last thing that really takes the BLAST and StudySync and makes it applicable to your classroom, as well as differentiates it from some of the other tools that are out there, is the research links, or all the research links. So right here, it gives you a video and article that's related to Apple and the FBI. So I'm going to click on that. And it's going to take you and put you on the USA Today article talking about getting hacked while writing an Apple FBI story. Gives you a video, and it just takes it and makes it so much more relevant to the student's real life. Okay, so those are some of the different things that StudySync provides for you. It's a really unique and engaging tool that you can use in your classroom. So, like I said before, you're probably thinking, oh, there are so many different other tools out there that I can use. What StudySync does is it allows you to flip your classroom and create an environment for blended learning. It also allows you to take your ELA planning and tie it to the national standards, so you don't have to spend all Saturday and Sunday looking for different things and different tools to use in the classroom. It provides many different assessment opportunities where your students are working with each other as well as interacting with you and the text. What really differentiates it is that it integrates current events through social media. So as you can look at the different BLAST, it allows the students to send out tweets and use different polls to interact with the text. And one last thing is that it allows you to enter into discussion with each other through Web 2.0 tools. I hope that you enjoyed my presentation on StudySync, and I look forward to answering any other questions that you may have about using this tool.